Welcome to MacroCode. If you're new to this channel, consider subscribing. So today we are going to learn how to upload files in ASP.NET Core MVC. So I'm using Visual Studio 2022 and we are going to create a simple project and do file upload to a folder and even to a database. So if you're new to this channel, consider subscribing and let's begin our video today. So we are going to create a simple project. So I'm going to create an MVC. ASP.NET Core Web App MVC. So I'm going to choose that. Then we can actually give our project name. So we can say file upload ASP.NET MVC. So that is my project name. So if you have your preferred project name, then you can supply it here. So if you click next, we should be able to choose the framework. So I'm going to use .NET 8.0, which is actually on long-term support as of this video. So then under authentication type, I can actually choose individual accounts. Then I can create my project. So let's just click create, then our project will be created. So file upload is quite important for any kind of application that you do. And you can actually tie these even to the profiles. Assuming you want to upload profiles for particular users within the application, then you can actually upload. And some of these files, you can actually save them maybe in a shared directory or upload it to SharePoint, or even you can save some of the details to the database. So in today's video, we are going to learn how to do this. So as you can see, our project has been created and we have our project folders here. We have areas, controllers, data, and models. Then we have views. So we just launch our application. Then we'll have just a simple application. Database. And so, but first things first, we need to actually provide an interface whereby we should be able to upload files. So let's just wait our app to launch. Then we should be able to see how this goes. So for those who are new to this channel and you've been following us, consider subscribing and like our videos. So there we go. So our app is launching. So let's just refresh. Let me just relaunch. I think there is something wrong. So let me relaunch. So our app should be up. There we go. So you can see we have the file upload ASP.NET MVC, which is our file name. So to change the name, we can just go to our shared layout. Then we can call these file upload ASP.NET. Then you can say file upload system. Let's just call it file upload system. So if we just do that, can do file upload system and we apply our changes, then we should be able to. So as you can see, our changes has been effected. So we have file upload system. So what I want us to do, we can also change this home and provide some details. So we are doing file upload. So you can just go to home index, then you can say subscribe to MacroCode. So if you are new to this channel and you have not subscribed, you can consider subscribing. So then here we'll just say, we'll just change this. Then you can say we are learning on how to upload files in ASP.NET Core MVC. So if we do that, then let's remove this. Let's just remove that. Then if we apply the changes, then you'll be able to see that our changes has been effected. Subscribe to MacroCode, and we are learning ASP.NET Core MVC file uploads. So what I want us to do without doing anything fast is I want us to create a database. So I will be showing you guys how you can upload a file, save some of the file details like the name to the database, and actually save the file to a folder somewhere or a shared folder. or even you can upload this to SharePoint. So we'll be covering how to upload files to SharePoint in our next series. So let me just open my Microsoft SQL Server Management Studio. There we go. So then I'm going to create a database. So I'm going to create a database called FileUploads. So let me just create my database. So you can also create your own database, give it your preferred name. So I'm going to say FileUploads. So if I just do that, we'll have my database created and we don't have any folders now. So we are going to use code first approach for anything that we are going to do. So, but now I want us to do something on our UI. Here, I want us to have div class to define an area where we'll be attaching files. So I'll just do a row. Then I can do div. Let me try to zoom this a bit. Div class. Then I can do here. So I want us to have where we will be attaching our files. So here I'll also do input. Then you can say type. You will be attaching file. There we go. Then I also want us to have, so you can also do accept. So this accept, you can actually give the kind of files that you'll be accepting. So I can say .jpg. Then I can say .jpeg. Can also say .png. So if I do that, then I can actually close my input. I can also have my class here, and I can say this is form control. So if we have that, then I can also, within our form here, let me just do that. Then if we just apply some changes to this form, we should see some changes. You see, this is, we can now be able to select a file. And if I click that, you'll see the custom files here is actually based on what we've added. And you can see I'm able to attach a file, select the file, and you can change this in case you want to have that is PDF, or you can have Word documents. You can actually change that. So, but for me, I want us to add something here. I want us also to add let's just do, this is MD6, or you can do 12. Then within here, inside here, you can actually do MD6. Then I can also close this. So I can do div. Then I can also copy this. Then I can have another input. Then I can say this is type, we have text. Then I might want to maybe provide some description to that file. So I'll just do that. Then I can also copy this and I can have it here. Then I'll provide now my buttons. So I can do a button. I'll just do button. Then I can say type is equals to submit. So that is my button. Then I can do class, can do btn, then I can say primary. Then I can close my button. So I'll just close it that way. Okay. So if I do that and apply my changes, then we should be able to see some changes. But you can see that we have some problems with our UI. So let's try to change this. So we can do that. Let me just, so we can do, this is can have class here, div class. So do we have, let's confirm if we have Bootstrap in our, so let's check on the styles. You can see we have everything is okay. So what I want us to do here is, so we've closed this, so we can actually have this here. So the row should be, can have it that way. Let me format, update my changes. then see how it looks. So that is how it looks now. So we have our files, we have our input, then we need to have our button. But this button of ours, it doesn't have text. So we can say value is equals to upload file. So if we just do that and update, we should now have our button with upload file text. So let's just wait to refresh. So let's confirm if you can actually do something like this. You can do something like this. You can do something like this. Then you can say this is a file. You can say upload file. So let me remove this. So if we do that and I apply my changes, then I should see my file upload. You see, this is my file upload. We can also try to put in some margins. So I can say empty margin top, then we can have 20. So if I just do that, let's see what will happen. It should give us some spacing. So let's just see, this should be margin top. Then we can have here, can say 5. So if we apply changes, there we go. So you can see it has given us some spacing. But now I want us to do something. So I want us to do something here. So the first thing that I want us to do is to create our file model that we can also maybe create. We can also kind of store it within our database. So let's just go to models. Then I want us to create something on like let's just create a model. Then you can say file creation. So you can say file creation. So if we do file creation, so that is our model. Then I'm going to say public int ID. Then you'll just say get set. So that is our file. That is our primary key. Then I want us to save these. We can have a string. Then you can say file name. Then you can also have another property. You can have these as file type. So then you can also have another. You can say file. Can call this extension. So we can just call this extension. So assuming you want to be storing the records of files uploaded to your database. So this is how you will do it. Then we can do a description. Then we can also do something called, you can say uploaded by. This is the user who uploaded by. Then we can also have the timestamp. So this will be date time. Then you can have it that way. Then you can have these as uploaded on. So if we do that, we can also do something here called data annotation. So if I can actually do that, then say display. This is what we want to have it displayed. So I'm going to use this display. So this you can do display, then you can do name equals to, then you can do that. Then you can actually say here file name. Sorry. So this will be file name. I can also do here file type. I'll do here file type. I can have here file extension. Can have file extension. Then I can also do description. So then I can also do uploaded by here. I'll just do uploaded by. Then I can also have uploaded on. So this will be uploaded on. So this is our timestamp. So the next thing that we need to do, we now have our file creation. We need to have these, we need to set these on our application DB context. So I'll just come to our application DB context. Just after these curly braces, I'm going to have my database, that is DB set, down here. So I'll just do public, then DB set. Then we need to pass our model, which is our file creation model, and we need to import it. So we need to have using. So this is what it has imported. Then we can provide the name of our file creation. So we can call it file creations. So this will be the name of our database. But you can also change this, assuming you want to say system files. You can also do that. You can give it the name of your, but for me, I usually like to have the model name, then I do a plural. So that is how I usually like to have it. So after that, remember we created our database called FileUploads. So I want us to copy these, the name of this database. Then we usually do connection to database at app settings for those who are new to this channel. So here we'll be configuring our server and our database. So to get your server name, just go to Microsoft SQL Server Management Studio. Then you'll be able to see this link at the top here called Connect Object Explorer. Then if you click on it, it will give you the server name. So this is my server name. Then I'm going to replace what we have here on the app settings. Then the next thing is the database. So I'm also going to copy the name of the database to ensure that you are providing the correct name. So I'll just copy the name of the database. Then I'll go directly to my database section. Then I'm going to change this. So I'll just change this to reflect the name of my database. Then trust connection is true. Then we have multiple active result set is true. So I want us to add another thing. You can say trust. So just do trust server certificate, trust server certificate, then just have these two true. So if you do that, then we are set to go. So after we are done with that, so the next thing that I want us to do is to add migrations. So go to tools at the top, that is at the ribbon at the top of your Visual Studio. Then package manager console. Then I'm going to add migrations. So let me just say add migration. So this is the command. Then I'm going to give it a name of my migration. So I'm going to say add migration. Then I'll say initial migration. So if I do that, my migration will be added and everything, the migration file will be generated and we should be ready to add, that is to update our database with the new tables. So let's just see, I see there everything is good. And you can see if you go to migrations folder under data, you'll see under migrations folder, there is a file that has been generated with a timestamp called initial migration. So this initial migration is the migration name that we provided. And if you click on it, you'll be able to see there is something here like create table, and the table name is file creations, and these are the fields. So we have the ID, file name, file type, extension, description, uploaded by and uploaded on with our primary key. So you can see. So, but if you go to our database, you'll notice that we don't have that table. So how do we make that table appear here? So to do that, we run another command called update database. So let's just go back to our package manager console. Then I'm going to run update database command. So if you press enter, then our database will be created and you'll be able to see here some commands that are quite familiar. So one of them is, let's just do, so one of them here is the create table. So you'll be able to see there are some default tables for ASP.NET Core, and we are not interested with that. So if we just go to our database, you'll see there's a lot of tables that has been created. So you can see here we have the file creations. This is the table that we have designed. And these other ones are default tables. ASP.NET roles stores roles, ASP.NET user stores users, ASP.NET role claims stores role claims. So all these. Then we have one important table called EF migrations, which actually keeps tracks of our migrations. And as you can see, we have the initial migration entry that we provided. So we have done that. So what other thing do we need to do? So what I want us to do now is I want us to create, assuming you want to update our table. You see here we have something called, we have file name, file type, extension, description, uploaded by, and uploaded on. Assuming I want to update that model, so what I'll do, I'll just go to file creation, and assuming we want to store something different or something new. So I'm going to do, maybe we want to store the file path. So I can do that. Then I can say here, file path. Then if I do that, then I need to add migrations. So I'm going to add migrations again. So I'm going to clear this. So let's just type in clear. Then I can add migrations. I'll now give it another name. So I say add file path. So if I just add that, another migration file will be generated called file path with a timestamp. And if you can open it, you'll see we are only adding a column called file path, and the table is file creations, the data type you see, and whether it is nullable and a default value. So if I want to update my database, I'll just do update. Then I just run a database. So this will actually update our database. So let's just wait and see if everything is okay. There we go. So if we go to our tables, we'll notice that we've added a new column called file path. So you see, and within our migrations history, we have another migration that has been tracked called file path. So that is, by the way. Now let's go to the main thing. So I want us to add a folder. Let's just go to our project. Then let's create a folder called view models. So I want us to add a folder called view models. So inside our view models, I want us to create a view model. Then you can call it file upload view model. If we do that, we are able to see that. So on our view model, I want us to borrow the properties in our file creation. So I'll just say file creation. There we go. And we can as well add some properties here. So what I want us to add is I want us to add maybe some bytes. So you can say public. You can say byte array. Then you can have that. So we can say byte array data. You can say here file data. Then that is it. So the best thing about using view models is anything that we add within our view model, we don't have to add migrations. So that is why we usually prefer having this using view models. So, and as you've noticed, guys, we added migrations and we were able to connect to the database. How did that happen? So if you come to our app settings, remember we did a connection to our database. Then we have a program.cs. So this is where we are actually getting the connection string. That is the default connection. And you are making our connection to the database using SQL and with the help of Entity Framework Core. So that is why we were able to do that. So after we are done with that, so I want us now to go to our controller, and we need now to upload files to our application. So if we go to home controller, we we have only index. But I want us to do something on our view model. So that is on our index page. I want us to borrow our model. So at the top here, I want us to say at model. So we want to use our model. So I want us to use file upload dot view models. Then we should use our file upload view model. So that is how you do it. So we now have our file upload view model. Then here I can actually have a label. I can say label. Then I can say ASP.NETCORE. This label is for, we can choose here. This label is for files, or this label is for something that we need to do. But here I'll just say, maybe you can, let me just say file name. Then I can close that label. I can also have this here. I can say this for description. Then I can also have, so I think that is the only two things that I want us to capture, the file name and the description. So after doing that, we need to submit this data to our controller. So what I want us to do within the form, just within our row here, I want us to have a form. Then you can do, that is a form, method should be post. So you can do post. Then we have end type. Then that is a multi-part form data. Then we can close this form. So if you close it, you need to copy this up to the end here. So you should actually close it here. So we have this closed, and this closed. And we can actually have, let's just have our row here. Anything that is, can have our row there. And let me format this so that it looks better. So this is how now our app looks. So if we just launch our application, even without doing anything, we should be able to see our form, and we should be able to see our buttons. So let's just launch our app. So for those who are new to this channel and you are watching our videos and you're following it clearly, comment down below. Subscribe if you are new to this channel. So let's just launch our app and see. There we go. So we should be able to see we have a subscribe to macro code, and I believe you are doing so. Then you have our file name and our description. Then you have our button to upload file. So the next thing that is now going to happen is we need to display some data tables here, assuming we want, after saving the data, we want to see them. So I want us to define here, just below it, I want us to have maybe that. Then we can have a table. So let's just have a table. Then you can have can say class, you can have this as table. Then you can also have table. Then I can say this is stripped. Then you can also say table. Then you can say this is bordered. Yes. Then you can also have table. You can have another class, you say hoover. Yes. So if we do that, then we can close this table. Then inside our table, we need to have our table head. Then we can close that. Inside our table as well, we need to have the table row. We can close that. Then we can now have our table headers. So I'll just do that. Then I can maybe say here now ID. I can also do maybe here. But instead of doing this, I can just say here model. So let's just say model. So let's just do at model. So where is our model? That is it. So you can say here at model. This is our model. Then we need to get the properties here. So what is the first thing? ID. No, this is ID. So you can say that. Then I can reuse this and say here, this is a file name. Can also do here file model at file type. So, and another thing you can also do here, you can say maybe at html.display for display name for. Then you can do that. Then you can say model equals to, then we have this as a, can say model dot id, then I can close it. So if you do that, then it also works. So you can also use this, or you can use this, and here I'll just be saying file name. You can also copy this. Let me just do that. Can also copy this, and I can have it here, and I can say extension. Then let me just, after table head, I can now close this. Within our table head, I can have my table body now. The body, and define my table body. Then inside my table body, I can have my table. So here I can have my table row as well. So I'll just do table row. But now within our table row, in our table body, we need to loop. So I want us to go to our file upload model, view model. Then I want us to have a list of, so I can just say public. Then we say list of file creations. So this is file creation, and you can say files. You can call it system files. Then we can have our get set. So you see, the best thing of that is to have this, and we don't need to update our database. So if I just go back to our home page, I can now do a loop. I can loop through here. So I can say at for each, I can access now my files. I can say var file in model. So I'll just say model dot system files. Then I can open. Then I can have all my table rows inside here. So we are going to look through all the files now that will have been registered and uploaded to our database. So I want us to, within our table row, we can have our table head, and this should now reflect the number of headers that you have done here. So I can just do at, so we'll just do at dot, then we have the first thing is the ID, then you can do the next thing is our file name, then the next thing is our extension. If I just do extension, and we should be good. So if I apply the changes to our application, then we should be able to see we have now a data table where we have a table where we should be able to see all our files. So let's just confirm. There we go. But now there's one thing that is the reason as to why we are getting that. Let's go back to our home controller, and we should actually have our file. So we say file upload view model. This is our view is expecting that. Then you can say VM. Then here we can return our VM. So if we launch our app, we should now be able to access our application and view the data, which will be empty. Let's just hope it will run. If we have an error, then we need to instantiate it. Yes. So let's just go to our home controller again. Let's just say here VM, then say dot system files. So here system files, we say is equals to new we say list, then we do that. So that will give us an empty system files, but also we need to check something here. So we should be able to check whether our system files is empty or not. So here we can do if, we say if, let me remove this, sorry. So we say if, then we say our model dot system files, can say dot count is equals to 0, then we can do this. So if it's equals to 0, else if we have anything saved to our database, then we display the data table. Yeah. Else we can actually say we don't have any files in the system. So here we can do something. We can have a caption. So you can say caption. Then we can say, can close. Then you can say there are no records in the system. So if we do that, then we can launch our app. Then we should be able to see if there is anything that will work. So we should now expect to get this caption. So there we go. So you can see there are no records in the system. So that is okay. So the next thing that I want us to do now is we need to upload our file. So that is now where everything needs to happen. So, and how are we going to upload the file? So remember, on our files here, I want us to do something. Go back to our file. So we say here, this is type file. Then I want us to give it a name. So I want us to give it a name. Then you can call it file. So if you just do that, go back to our home. Then I want us to say here iForm file, then say file. So that one will give us the file that will be attached. So even without doing anything, let's just test our application. So just put in a breakpoint. Then let's launch our app. And we should be able to attach a file even if it's not saving anywhere. So let's just go there. There we go. So we have our breakpoint. If you hover on the file, you'll see the file is null. So if we proceed, there we go. So if I click upload, choose a file, then if I click submit, we should be able to see that we have a file here. You see, we have a file that has been attached. The file name is this .NET MVC series. And if you're new to this channel, guys, we actually have a .NET MVC series that is going on. You can consider watching. Then you have the content type. It is actually an image. And we have the length and the name. So we've been able to see you can actually attach a file. But our model here doesn't have anything. So it only have the uploaded on default date. So I want us to do something now. Remember, we are saving our details to our database. So what we need to do, we need to have our application DB context here. So we can say public read only, then say application DB context. So this is our application DB context. Then we do that. Then here we'll have our application DB context. Then you'll have our context here. So I'm going to do that. Put in a comma here. Let me try to zoom it in a bit. So there we go. So here I'll also do underscore context. Then I assign that. So we are now good up to there. So what I want us to do now is after we click upload file, so we need to generate something. So we need to create, so this is a HTTP GET. And this one, we don't want to use this. So this will give us the files that has been uploaded. But I want us to copy all this. And I want us to remove this from index page. we just have file upload. Then here we want to have att post. So this is what we'll be going to use. And here we can say upload file. So this is what we'll be uploading. Then we'll not be loading a list of files, but this is what will. So if we just click here, we need to copy. Let's just copy the upload file. Then go to index, our page. Then here I want us to do something called SP action. Then put in our upload file that we've just created. So if you do that, then that is okay. That means if a submit button is done, it will actually go to this method, upload file. So after we've done that, so the next thing that I want us to do is I want us to now assign values to our file. So you can say file, you can say created uploaded file. So that's our variable. Uploaded file equals to, so I want to say new. Then in this new here, we should actually supply details to our file creation model. So you see this file creation model, we need to tell our file creation model the file that is the uploaded date, when the file is being uploaded, which is now. So let's just take the timestamp. We should also assign it the person who created. So here we'll say uploaded by. So you can say this is automatically macro code. So you can say here macro code. Then within this section, we can also assign it the file type. So here I'll just say file type. The file type we'll get it from this file, and we can just dot type. So we'll just say dot content type. So there we go. Then the next thing is we need to get the name of the file. So here I'll just do the file name, and I can just do here dot. We can actually even get a name of the file. So I can do here, I can say variable. So I can say var, sorry, can say, there we go, you can say variable. Then I can say file name equals to, I want to get the file name. So I'll just say file, this is the file, then dot name, this will give me the name of that file. So if I just do that, I can do dot file name, but now I might want to give maybe a unique name to this file. So if I want to give it a unique name, then I can actually assign it maybe a timestamp or something that will make that file unique, because you can have so many files with the same name, or the same person can upload too many files. So you can have so many files that the person can upload with the same name. So we don't want to have that happening. So what I want us to do, I want us to add here something. So let's just do that, then put this, then here we do that. Then I want us to have this as the file name here. So after doing that, I want us to have something else. So I want us to get, can do underscore here. Then I also want us to get the date time, that is the timestamp when this file was uploaded, dot now. Then you can say to string. Then if we do that, then I want us to give it a format. So that we make that file unique. So I'll just do that. Then here, I can actually do, I want to get year, can also do month, that is month, day, hour, minutes, and seconds. So I want to give it, that will be the name of my file. So after doing that, then I can assign this name. So that means our file name will be unique. unless the person uploading is kind of acting like a robot or something. But this file will be unique. You can see we are actually appending up to the seconds. So after doing that, then we have our file. That is our file name. So the next thing that I want us to do is our description. So remember our description, this is being keyed in by the user. So this will be description. I'll just do description. Then you can do here equals to description. But this is coming from our VM. So I'll just do VM, then description. So then we have another thing, maybe the file path. So then that's also coming from the VM. Then you also have the extension. So how are we going to get the extension of our file? So to get the extension of our file, so to assign a file that is extension to our database and to this property here, we need to get the file path of where that file will be stored. We've not actually even indicated where we are going to store the files. So what we need to do, we need to store the locations where we are going to store the files. So how do we do that? We are going to do it under app settings.json. So I want us to define something here. So I want us to do a comma. Then we can do provide a section. So we'll say file management. So this is where we'll be managing our files. Full colon, then open. Then we need to put in a comma here. Then inside here, we need to have our key. So that will be system file uploads. Then we need to provide a value. That is the folder where we will be storing our files. So after doing that, I'm going to define my location. This is where I'll be storing my files. So under local disk D, then under document, that is the folder called documents upload. So you need to copy that, then go back to our system file uploads. Then I'm going to paste it here. So this is where I'll be storing my documents. So if I just do that, this is now where I'll be storing my files. So then we need now to tell our app where to access that file. So to do that, we need to have something. So I want us to define the path where we'll be getting our file, and also where we'll be saving our file. So to do that, we are going to use configuration manager. So let's just go back to home controller. Then I want us also to do something here. So we just do private, then read only. So I'll just do read only. Then I'll do configuration manager. Configuration, I mean. Then we'll just do underscore configuration. Then here I'll just copy this. Then I'll also have my configuration here. So then I can also assign it here. So if we do that, then we can access our settings here, and we can access this system file uploads folder. So if we go back to our home controller, then I can now define my path, that is the file path. So the file path will now tell us where the file will be uploaded. So here I'll just do variable, then say path will be equals to, then I'll just do that. Sorry. Then inside here, I can now access my do underscore configuration. Then I say get section. So get section. So this section, I'm going to get the section where I have my path set. So inside the section, you know, this is how it is under file management. Then after file management, it is under sub section called system uploads. So this system uploads is where we are going to upload our file. So if we just do that, then I do here dot value, it will give me now the value where we are going to store our files. So if I just do that, then I'm able to get my path. So that will give me the path where we are going to store the files. But now I need to combine this to get a complete file path. So here I just want to have maybe just do variable file path equals to, then I'll need now to do path. So I'll do path dot combine, then I'll have my path. So I'll just replace this with, I can have this here. So this will be my path. Then I can combine it with my file name. Then I'll have my complete file path. So to get the extension, I can now get my file extension here. So I can say variable file extension equals to, I can say path dot get extension, then I can supply my file, I can supply my file name. So this is the file name here. I can supply my file name, and I can actually even supply my, so this is how I'll get my extension. So I'll just do extension, then path, then extension. So path dot get extension. So if I do that, I'll be able to get my file extension. And here also, I'll be able to replace this file extension here, and I can do that. So I'll have my extension here. Then we need now to do something. You see, we now have our file path where we have our path, then we can combine it with the file name. We can get the extension. So we can even get the complete path, and you can get the name without the extension. So to get the file name without extension, you can say here variable file without extension. So if you do that, you can do path, then you can say dot get file name without extension, then you supply the file name. So that will give you the file name without the extension. So, but do we really need that? So that is what we need to know. So, but we want to save our file. So to save our file, I am going here to do one thing. So we need to save this file that we've uploaded to the directly under system file uploads before even we register it to the database. That is to ensure that our folder exists, and if it doesn't exist, then we don't need to register it. Now I'll just do a variable, then I'll say stream equals to new, then I'll do file stream. So if you do file stream, then I can now do pass my path, that is the file path. So this will be my file path. Then I can pass the name. So I can actually get, so this will be the file path, which will be the file plus the name. So this will be okay. And I can now pass the, you can say file mode dot create. So if I just do that, then our file will be created. And I can now do here. So this is what we are doing here. So if you are new to this channel, consider subscribing. So this is what we are doing. We are saving our file to the folder. So then here I'll just do now await. Then I just do file. So dot copy to async. Then I'll pass my stream. So this file is actually this one. So after doing that, I now have my extension. So my file path is this one that we've just assigned. So I can actually save my file path. I have my extension now, and I can close this. But now we've done that. So we need to save this to the database. I can do this, and I can say here underscore context dot add. Then I can do uploaded file. So if we do that, then I need to save it. So I'll do await, then context to save changes async. So that will actually save our data to the database without anything. So I can also do here maybe await. So if I just do await, I can do add async. So if I do add async, then that is okay. So let's just now confirm what will happen. So I'm going to launch our app. Then we try to assign a file. That is, then we try to upload a file to our database. So let's just confirm. So we have an error. So the error here is upload file. Yes, we need to return something. So we need to return, here it is saying, must return void task. So here I'm going just to say here, this one you can say return, can do redirect to action. So you can just do index. Sorry, can do here direct to index. So after uploading, redirect this to index. Then here we need to can say this should not be, can do here. Let's just do, so here do we need to return anything? Yes, so something that we need to do here is we need to say task. So I'm going to do that, then I can do this here. Then on the async, so we do task create. Then we need now to return. So let's just confirm. So this one, then here is saying upload file, not all called path returns a value. So I've done that. Then here we need to say return. So I'll just do return redirect to action. So, and that is okay. So if we launch our app, we should now be able to attach a file, and we should ensure that this is saved to the database. So let's just see what is happening. So if I just click upload file, attach, then if I click upload, here we now have our file and we have everything. Then let's confirm our file name that will be generated. You see our file name, it is now taking, you see file name series.png. Yeah, so there is something wrong there. So what I want us to do is I want us to have, so this one is giving us .png, so that's not what we want to have. So I want us to have the file name. So let's just do this. So let's just have this as the name of the file. So let's do that. Then we can have this timestamp that way. So after we have the timestamp, we can then assign the file name. So we can do now our file name here will be equals to, we take the name, that is the name, this file name, then we say plus, we can do plus, then we say file.name. So that should come last. So if we do that, then we'll have our name. So then here we can actually do, we can add something. So I'll just do, can have here my underscore. Then we should have this starting, then underscore, then the file name, which will also assign with the extension. So after doing that, let's just let's relaunch our app and see what will happen. So there we go. So we are trying to prevent to have file names that are similar. So I'm going to do that. Then I can upload. So if we go back here, I think we didn't have a breakpoint. So yeah, so that's what let's just go back first. There we go. So our file name, you see it is giving that underscore file. Then we now have our file name here. Then we should have, let's confirm how our file name looks. This should be not name but file name. Sorry for that. Let's just stop again. Let's insert. Let's launch our app, then see. So this will be file.filename, and this is what we are supplying here. So I'm going to add, then upload, then file name. You see, it is now the timestamp, then underscore, then the file name that we uploaded here. So if you see here, it is .NETMVC series.png, but our file name now will be the timestamp underscore .NETMVC series. Then one thing that I want you guys to note is our path. You see, it is now showing where we'll be saving. That is under D, documents upload. So we've actually managed that under app settings. That means you can change this and the app will still work without you changing the code. So the file path, you see the file path, it is D, documents, then it has now appended our file name, and we can get our extension. Our extension is .png, that is our extension. We can also get the file without the extension. So you can see the file name is that without the extension. So, and that means our file is being saved. So the only challenge that we have is we are not inserting anything to the database. So if we go to our folder, you'll see that we have some files that have been saved. So this is the file name that has been saved to our folder. So the challenge that we have is we are supplying null to the description. You see, this description is null and we are not expecting anything to be null. So that means we need to add it here. So we need to say we have uploaded files successfully. So I'm going to do that. So if we do that, I'm going to click upload again. Then if we come here, let's just have a breakpoint here. Then let's just confirm our details. So we have our description. Our description is still null. Our file is that, and this is okay. So what I'm going to do is we need to ensure that our input here, yes, so this is where the challenge is. So we need to have here, we can say here ASP.NETCORE, then you need to say equals to, then you need to say this is for description, sorry. Then you need to say here description. So this will now give us the value of description that we type in. Then we should be able to save our app without any challenge. So let's just confirm. So there we go. So if we attach a file here, I can say here, can say this is okay. So if I upload, there we go. Let's just check the description here. We have this is okay, which is actually being taken from our input. Then under file upload, we need to ensure that you see the description, this is okay, extension is .png, the file name, the path, the file type uploaded by, and the date. So if we proceed, then our file should be uploaded. So you can see it has redirected us here. And if you go to the database under file creations, we've done a lot of retries, so we expect a lot of records. So let's just check. Yeah, I think this is the first one that was inserted because we were missing the description. So let's also insert some other file. So I'm going to attach another one, and I can say Huduma Day. That's inserted. I can also do here, can do Independence Day. So if we check on our database, we actually have our files. So you can see we have our files being inserted, the file type, the extension, the description, uploaded on, and the path. So you can actually read those paths. So that is it. But one thing that is happening, we don't have our records, and we have our records within our application, that is within our database. So let's just go back to index here. We need to assign this system list to, we can say now await, we need to assign it values. Then we can say dot context, then dot file creations dot to list. So you can say to list async, then you can say that. So if we do that, our file, this will be okay, and you see this is giving us an error. Why? We need to do this. So you can say task, and you can have this. So if we do that, then we are good to go. So I'm going to stop this, then I'm going to launch our app. Then we are expecting to have some values within our application. So as you can see now, we have our details. We have the ID, the file name, and the file extension. So let's try to add more details on our form. So let's just go to index, and we need to check this is our table headers, and this one actually should be our table data. So let's just check that, correct that. This should be our table headers and table data. Then we need to, on our database, we have the file name, file type. So let's just confirm we have everything. So we can have your file type. So this will be file type. So I'm going to do that. Can also have your file type. So I can have your file type. So this will be my file type. Then once I have this, I can also have our description. I'm going to have our description here. I'll just provide our description. Then we need also to have our description down here. So we have a description. Then what other thing do we need to add? So let's just confirm. We have our, then you can have uploaded by and uploaded on. So let's just confirm that. So here I'll just add uploaded by and uploaded on. So here is uploaded by, then you can also have it here as uploaded on. Uploaded on. So if we do that, then we can also have our table header here for uploaded on. Uploaded on. So that is okay. So if I just do that, there we go. So if I just apply our changes, I think we've missed something here. Our table data, we need to have another uploaded by here. So if you don't do that correctly, then your table will be distorted. So if I apply the changes, then let's just check how it looks. There we go. You see, we now have the ID, the file name, the file type, the file extension, the description, uploaded by and uploaded on. So if we just add another file, we say latest file, and we upload, then you see the data is now being updated here. So I can also do here maybe details, can say latest file, I can upload. So you see it is actually being uploaded, and if you are keen, the file names are quite unique. So that is how you make this to look a bit better. So let me also, you can also try to have here, we can say we want our table headers to have colors. So you can say background, do here style, then you can say background color. Let's just say background color. Then you can have a different background color. So you can choose here. Let's say you want to have this that way. So if I apply the changes, then we'll have our table header with a different background color. So you see, so that is how we have uploaded photos, that is files on ASP.NET Core. So we've managed to add the file extension, file uploads, and even save it to the database and display it. So assuming you also want, when you're adding data, you want to see you want to see the messages. Currently, as you can see, when you are adding anything, we don't even know if we have added. So if I click save, we only see that the numbers are changing down here, and we don't have we actually can't tell whether we've saved or not. So what I want us to do is I want us to give the messages, success messages, whether we've done successful save or we've not done a successful save to our files. So to do that, I want us to navigate to a shared layout. Then we should be able to indicate the area where we want to have our files. That is our messages populated or displayed when we save a file. So let's just go to our file here. Let's just go here and layout. Then I want us to define on our layout within the body, just within the body where we want to save our file. So, or even we can indicate we want to provide the name of our, or we can actually, let's just do it on our index page. So just at the top here, we can provide a title here. We can say this is 5. Then you can say all uploaded files. So if we do that, then let me just add a break. Then here I want us to do at. So I want us to do at. Let's just do, sorry. So if, so I want us to do if temp data. So let's just do if temp data, then we can say message. Temp data message is not equal to null. Then we want to display a success message here. So what I want us to do, I want to do a div class row. Then we can close that. Then you can also do div class. So I'll do class. Then you can specify, can say md12. Then if we close that, inside here we can say div, can say class, then I can have alert, can also have alert. Then I want to do an alert for success, this one. So then I can do here alert, I can say alert. So just within the class here, can do alert. Let me remove this, or we can even close it. So if we close it, so here I want to say alert, then I can say dismissible, that one. Then inside here, I want to have something like a button. So I can say button, then you can say type, and say button. Then you can have a class, then you can have that class and give it close. Then here I can say data, then I can do dismiss, I can do data dismiss, then I can do is equals to, I can do alert, then I can say Arial, then Eden, then I can say true. So if we do that, then I can also I can now close this. Then I can have here, can do dollar, can say here times. So that is an X to cancel. Then down here, I can have now my message. So here, just within my div, so here, I can do here, can have here my strong message, do strong. Then I can have my temp data. So I'll just do that and paste it here. But here I'll just do at. Sorry, I need to do it outside here. I'll just do at temp data, then message. So if we do that, then everything will be okay. When we save, then we have an alert message. So let's just check if we have done it right. So what we need to do, we need to come to our controller. Let's go to our controller. Then here we need to specify our success message, or just after saving here. So I'll just do temp data, then I'll do equals to, and do $sign. Then I can say file. So then we give the file name. So I'll just give the file name. So then I'll say file name. So of that is our file name. Yes, file name. Then you can do has been successfully uploaded to the database. So if you do that, file name has been successfully uploaded to the database. So if we do that, then we should expect when we save now, we have a success message. So let's just confirm. So let's launch our app. So if you're new to this channel and you like our video, kindly subscribe to our channel. And if you feel you want to buy us coffee, you can also buy us coffee in the link below, and we will really appreciate. So if I just open, there we go. Let's just confirm. There we go. So if I upload a file now, let's just confirm. And I can do here testing message. So then I click upload. There we go. You see, we have file has been successfully uploaded to the database. And so you see, we've actually successfully uploaded a file to the database, and we have now our success message. So you see file.net has been successfully uploaded. So let's just do another one. So every time we now upload a file, we'll be having our success message with the file name that has been uploaded. So I think that is it for today's, guys. For those who are watching and you have not subscribed, please consider subscribing, and see you in our next video. Bye.